Up first, we have a wonderful speaker. We first met her in Beijing recently at the Tencent Music Connects event. She is a professor at the Communication University of China. Her presentation is a phenomenal 84 slides, which she does in 20 minutes. It's quite remarkable. Please give a Singapore Music Matters welcome to Professor Zhang Fenyang.
You're gonna be bad, you're gonna be bold, you're gonna be wiser. You're gonna be hard, you're gonna be tough, you're gonna be...
Hello, everyone. It is so happy for me to can stand here. Thank you for inviting. And today, my topic is current power, bright future, Chinese music industry. I slightly changed the topic for today. Please allow me to borrow Scholar Johnson's theory, PEST, politics, economy, social, and technology, to analyze how China empower music industry. And also we can see the main elements in music value chain, like musician, music, media, and the audience get benefit from China. First, let's look at politics factors. Chinese government, they pay highly attention on music, on culture industry, and they start to release many different policies to support culture industry since 2009. And if you can compare the data here, compare 2006 to 2016, and you will obviously found our culture industry GDP percentage was almost doubled. Also, they support a lot of, give a lot of policy to support music industry, which belong to culture industry, and they give them land support, financial support, many different support. Like after that, we have many different music cities. They bring a lot of money to music industry from tour industry. This data from FPI, and you can find we changed our music industry ranking from top 39 to top 10 this year. In United States, people call the creative industry copyright industry. And you can tell how important is copyright to music industry. And then, if you look here, you will feel so surprised because China was very famous for rampant piracy. And the data here, they said we have estimate 99% piracy rate. Actually, that it was just supposed to be 100. It's a very polite. Okay, and our government realized that it is so important for us to can improve our system, our copyright system. So we released many different regulations and policies to change that situation. And in 2015, we have many very effective regulations came out. One is called Notice. Here is a data from CPMLI, and you can find the infringement linking from it's dramatically dropped down since we have that notice. And the policies like water, clean whole music industry and benefit a whole different elements after that. And let's look at the second part, economy. Since 2010, our GDP exceeds Japan. We become the second largest GDP country in the whole world. There is a theory. When the GDP, per capita GDP, reaches to 10,000, and the culture industry will boom. For instance, in Japan, when the per capita GDP in Japan was more than 10,000 in 1982, Johnny's become a world famous. Similar example, SM Entertainment bring the HOT to the world, become very hot. just after the per capita GDP in Korea reached 10,000. And China, look at here, we are almost 10,000 now. It means we are on our way to take off. Okay, before we're talking about the social factors, let's talk about the technology factor first. The third part. Chinese government always pay highly attention on technology. They think technology is the first productive force since 1949. We just have our new country. And they release many, many different policies to support technology development since then. And if you can look at this data, it's from WFC, then you can find now China is the second largest technology country in the whole world, just behind the United States. Also, we export the most high-tech product in Asia. We are the second biggest patent number country in whole world. And in China, we also have many famous high-tech companies like Tencent, Huawei, Baidu, and Alibaba. Those are so famous. Because of those technology, we have opportunity to combine the high-tech with music industry. Like, we can have artificial intelligence combined with music composing, Empire Music did. And also we do the blockchain combined with music distribution with DCI company. Also, we bring new revenue to music industry like O2O Live based on technology. This is a ticket selling, it's new. Also, we have live streaming. That is really, really fun because people can send it to cyber, gift it to each other, and generate a new revenue. From Ministry of Arts, last year, we generate 8.4 billion USD. Those business models all due to the new technology and high technology. Okay, the last part, I will talk about the social factor. That is really important, so I leave it to the last part. You are all experts here, and you are very familiar with ASCAP. We have so many people, they are ASCAP members, and also even more belong to BMI. Those just belong to United States. If you can look at China, we just have 8,502. It's a little bit less behind. But do you know how Chinese parents pay how highly attention on education? They educate their kids even before they were born. And they pay a lot for money to their kids when they were very, very young. This is interesting data. We have our 40 million piano learner, and 30 million violin learner, and countless other music instrument learner in China market. So I did a calculation yesterday, and that means 80 billion RMB, huge in China. Of course, besides it, we have a music instrument selling too. So it's a 20 billion USD dollar. If you can read this information from that kind of slides, that is not enough because we have something more than that. That's a lot of potential musicians, they will come in the future. We have 11 conservatories in China, they just for musicians. And we also serve we have 402 colleges and universities offering music major for bachelor. That means we will have a potential in this part. We may have many members come join to MCSC. What does it mean? It means we can negotiate price with television like CCTV, and with the China Mobile and manufacturer and video game. We will have a bargain power in the future. So those large number of creators, because we are long history country, we have a 5,000 years country, we have a rich Chinese music heritage, we have 200 instruments and 360 drama music, and also countless folk music. So those musicians can combine these heritages to become new content. For example, in tea house, you can listen very traditional music that we call the traditional 古曲. And then in the video game, you can have古风 music. And in the park or square dancing music, you can have a 中国风. Even the same melody, even the same song, but you can have a different genre. And that means we can enrich our contents in the future. Okay. Let's look at as a user. We have many music user and many music audience. People love music in China. They singing a lot. Like in United States, I barely can sing a karaoke, but in China, you can see many different karaoke offline. And if you don't have time, you can sing online. That also generates a lot of music revenue in China, like Tencent music. Okay, here, if you go to catch a train, if you still have like 30 minutes earlier, you can go KTV box in train station. And if you want to do something new, you can join a festival. This also comes from Ministry of Arts. Last year, we running 269 music festival in China. If you're not that rich, you cannot afford to music festival, then you can go square or park to dancing with music. People love music in China. 2018, we can see the whole world, the physical revenue go down 5.4%, and the download go down 20.5%. However, we can see the whole global music revenue still goes up, still increasing. Why? Because our streaming is going up year by year. Some year is 35, some year is 65. That is the trend for now. And we are in the trend. See, here is our music users. Our internet music users is around 503 million. That is definitely the biggest one in the whole world. And even though we just have a 3% here, compared to today, I just checked the number, Deezer is 42.8 paying subscription, and Spotify have a 46. We just have a 3%, even though we still are top number 7 in the whole world. We have a 3% marketing share. So proud of ourselves. That is the reason why the world said China's phenomenal potential unlocked by streaming. That's why. Okay, and do you still remember this slide? This slide tells us what? Tells us we have a huge music education market in China. Also tells us we have many music creators in the future. Also, this slide tells us that in the future, they will become the one who helps music industry to tell people, you need to pay attention to music copyright. You need to respect music. You know, I did a very interesting research. I want to know what is a factor to impact you paying or not paying to music. Is there salary? Is your genre, or it is your age, or no, none of them. It's your sense of copyright. If you don't have a sense of copyright, if you do not respect music, you are not paying for music. Even you are millionaire, even you are billionaire. Okay, then they will help Chinese music industry to go to the right track, to go to the future. Okay, let me do a calculation here. We have a 500 million music user. If we can times 44, the 44 comes from combined with the Spotify and the Deezer. It's an average number. If we have a 34% campaign to music subscription, and then even one person just pay 2.5 USD. It's a Chinese rate now, current rate. If we can pay 12 months, that means we will generate 6,600 million just for subscription, paying subscription, not including anything. Let's look at this picture. If you can look at the USD digital come from FPI this year, also the US total, every country is the same. No, any country is still less than 6,600. So that means China, we have a huge potential market. Of course, if that is not a 2.5, if that is a $10, that will not be a 6,600 USD. That will be 26,400 million just for paying subscription. That is a huge market. Okay, so proud of ourselves. Okay, you may say, hi, come on, Grace. Music industry is not just about publishing, it's not just about recording, it's also about live, about merchandising. Yes, you are correct. This is my friend, Ben, who is an expert in Australia. When I talked to him, I said, I worry about the Chinese music industry because not a lot of people want to pay to music. He said, I'm not worried about people want to pay or not want to pay. I'm worried about the people, they listen to music or not listen to music. Look at the map here. The dark blue, they have no people is there. If you're doing a live, your only audience will be congruous. And then also, you can go to some place like Brisbane or Melbourne or Sydney, that red spot. You can go there to have a live show. There are many people will live there. But if you drive from Melbourne to Sydney, 8 hours, 8.5 hours. From Sydney to Brisbane, 10 hours. If you wanted to fly from Brisbane to Perth, that another red spot, then take 6 hours. You know how important for us can drive, in live industry. So that is the thing. What is Australian, their challenge. But this is our population. Now we even abolish the only child policy in China. We have many, many, many small kids coming soon. We have a 1.4 billion Chinese population. That means we have every place they are red. You can go everywhere to have your tour, can have your life, can you have anything, because we have that big population there. That is the reason why people said, focus on China. That is the reason why I trust with current power, we will have bright future. Thank you very much.